There's no way I could just let this lady go through this period because I would have felt guilty. On the altar, I promised her that I will be with her in thick and thin, in good times and bad times. So this was a great, blessed opportunity to prove that commitment, that duty as a husband, to see that confidence that I established with her from the beginning come through.
Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Fozal.
And my name is William S. Powell.
If today happens to be your first time stopping by, you are very welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. On this channel, we journey with love.
Journey with faith.
We journey with the powers. Really excited to have you. Today's video is exceptional. I am really pumped to share this video with you because my husband and I, we will be going through a pregnancy journey, and so we'll be talking a little bit about men's responsibility during pregnancy. Honey, you want to say a little bit about that?
Yes, pregnancy journey, subtitled "How Should Hubby Be Involved?"
How should hubby be involved in or during pregnancy? So let's get started.
Yes.
All right. So the first point is cultural involvement. How should hubby be involved culturally?
Well, this one we cannot really say specifically, based because we all have different cultures. So based on your culture, people, at times culture tend to play a major role in people's life, in people's marriages, and relationships. So because of that, you get to see that most men are impacted by the culture, with that sense of ego, sense of self-exclusion, less proactivity, because they think that it's the woman's responsibility. They think that if they do certain things, it might lower their ego. So that's what we see when it comes to culture, and that as much as culture is important, I think there are certain places that culture should not really play a role because they affect us negatively. Imagine if I had looked at the negative side of culture, in the ego, and this is my wife's responsibility because she's pregnant. Everything that she does, everything that she's going through in this pregnancy has to be hers. I'm just responsible to bring the daily bread, take her to the hospital, or provide the food, the basic needs, and leave the rest with her, emotionally, spiritually, and everything. Then she's gonna be hurt. It's gonna be so much of a difficult journey for her if I listen to culture, if that's what the culture depicts. So that's the shortest form to put it. If your culture depicts that route, please, based on my experience through this first pregnancy of ours, it's not helpful to the lady at all. And if you love something and love someone, if that person gets hurt, you get hurt as well. You are hurting yourself. So if your culture is depicting that route, please, you are going to hurt your wife in the process, because it's a huge responsibility, and you're going to end up hurting yourself as well.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yes, so cultural involvement, so spiritual involvement. How was I there? Because we are talking about different types of involvement. The husband or boyfriend or hubby, in this case the husband, should be, when it comes to pregnancy. And spiritually speaking, it's one thing that really made me involved, that boosted every other involvement in this process, the spiritual involvement. Everything sprouted out of the spiritual aspect, because I was looking at it more at three ways. I was looking at my involvement spiritually, out of my commitment to my wife, out of the covenant that I have with her, and most importantly, out of love. So out of duty as well. So maybe if the commitment fails, then if the covenant never fails. But just in case, if the love fails, then the duty still stands. But those four things actually I was looking at. So there's no way I could just let this lady go through this period because I would have felt guilty. On the altar, I promised her that I would be with her in thick and thin, in good times and bad times. So this was a great, blessed opportunity to prove that commitment, that duty as a husband, to see that confidence that I established with her from the beginning come through.
Wow.
So spiritually, everything was done out of love, out of duty, especially love. And I will also pray for her. Prayers were the thing that kept us going, because a lot of things we didn't know about ourselves. Of course, we did research and did a lot of other things, but we always went back to our closet. God, show us the way. God, this is your will. God, this is a child that you have blessed us with. Let it come through. When things got so difficult, when we started doubting, all we could do is go back to God. We never sought out our own understanding.
Yeah.
We went to God and got direction, and then we acted.
Yeah. You may be wondering, why is he saying this? How bad or how difficult was your pregnancy? My pregnancy was truly, truly, truly difficult. There were a lot of emotional involvements, and I went through a lot emotionally. So how should a husband be involved emotionally?
Important question. Emotional involvement. Guys, let me tell you. All the involvements are okay, they are great, awesome. But there is something about being involved emotionally. It just goes deeper, on a deeper level. Because women, especially, as most of you guys may know, are also emotional beings. You can connect with them emotionally. Emotional connection is a great opportunity to bond with your wife, to have them feel your presence. Because most of the times a man may be right there, you may be present but not presence. I don't know how that, but
present, you may be present but not present.
Yes, you may be there but not present. Let me just say that. You may be there but not present.
It's the same as listening but not hearing.
Right? Yes.
And so watching me cry, I was so sick. I couldn't eat and all of that stuff. So how did that affect you? I couldn't sleep. How did that affect you?
So one thing about emotional involvement is empathy. Empathy is one thing that got me through this emotional aspect, because my wife was the one having all the physical feelings, all the physical emotions, all the pain, all the suffering, all the vomiting, all the nauseous, all the everything. So I had to put myself, I have to empathize with her about putting myself in her shoes. If it's me that is feeling nauseated right now, what would I want? How would I help myself? If I'm the one having this pain, or I'm the one vomiting, how would I help myself? What are things? So it made me connect with her more to know what to do at a particular point. So if she's vomiting, she's going to the bathroom. We're both going to the bathroom.
This guy was exceptional. I tell you that. He was there 24/7. And sometimes I ask myself, like, am I the one pregnant or this guy? Because he was there in the middle of the night. He was there. There were times that he would get up in the morning while I'm still sleeping, trying to get some information about how to deal with nausea and vomiting and all of that stuff. So how should a man be involved educationally?
Because if you're emotionally involved, what I come to realize is that you are stipulated with more ideas, with more thoughts, more what to do next. Because it's that I'm the one in this situation. If I'm not emotionally involved, I have limitations as to what she really needs. But because I put myself in her shoe and I felt her pain, emotional, she was feeling the physical pain. But I must tell you this. I've never had emotional pain in my life than the past 9 months. That's how empathetic I was in this process with you, babe.
Okay.
So that helped me to want to really help you to lessen your pain, to do the best that I can do to make sure that you're okay.
So what prompted all the research that you were making? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, how, what really caused you to start doing that? Like, is you would get up early in the morning as like this, sometimes 4 a.m.
Most times,
just
yes.
to do research on different things to help with nausea, different things to help with this situation and all of that. So is it something like, how did that happen?
Well, first of all, if this was a school that we're going to by now, I would have had some sort of certificate, because the research that I made, maybe if they had a certificate in pregnancy, I would have been given a pregnancy, a certified pregnancy researcher. Because I now read a lot of articles. I love to read, first of all.
This guy.
I read a lot of articles, lots of YouTube videos on how to help nauseous. I bought my wife different types of candies, ginger chews.
I am going to show them, so don't worry about that. Guys, you can see here, I have, like, you can see for yourself, okay? Yeah. We're gonna go through them one by one. So this bag was a game changer. Before my husband, when researching for this, something that I could use to, if I would have to vomit, because I was rushing to the restroom all the time, and every time I feel like I want to do this, I rush to the bathroom, and that was not really convenient. So my husband had to research about this. He went on YouTube, found out about this, and then he got it for me. And another thing, vomiting was something like I don't even have words to describe it. It was bad. But you can see here, ginger chews. He researched this. He would come every single morning and be like, babe, I've found a different thing. I've found a different candy. I've found a different candy. And then this one is called, what is it called?
That's called
lemon drops. This one I never tasted. I think I tried it once and I did not like it. What did I even like? I didn't like anything. Everything was really making me sick. But it didn't stop my husband from buying.
This is the ginger chew. That's how it tastes like.
Yeah. And then this one too. I don't even know what these ones are called. Preggy Pops. Preggy Pops. These ones, you can see I have a whole bunch of them here. And in here we have.
That's the ginger. That's the lemon drops. Dispense in there.
And then because I was really getting dehydrated,
she was not eating.
I wasn't drinking.
She wasn't drinking, and every time we had to rush her to we went to the emergency room about 5 times.
It was crazy.
And every time they would put IV on her, and I was so scared for the baby at that stage of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
So I had to research. I bought 2 types of this electrolytes. These are electrolytes.
Yeah, this one's at 2 electrolytes.
The first one I realized was not powerful enough, so
you bought this one.
This was the first one thing. Then I bought this one, Pedialyte, which she says is 3 times powerful and stronger. So if she's not eating nothing, at least she can zip on this in the put this in the water. It's powder. Put this in the bottle, and then she can zip on it occasionally.
I did not like it. I did not like it. Nothing really. I didn't like anything. However, this guy, he wouldn't give up. He bought everything you could think of. And I am just so thankful. So that's how involved he was educationally, looking out for me, finding out information that I wouldn't find for myself, and just doing the research. I'm so thankful to have a smart husband.
Oh.
He's very smart, very wise, and very
I'm not that
engaged.
Smart, okay? Don't reach to me and say because he's smart, you want me to do this for you. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, he's smart for me and my baby.
That's right. I agree with that.
Okay, so how should hubby be involved physically? I think you mentioned a little bit about that.
Okay, physically. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. So physically, of course. That's the easiest part. Physically, that's the easiest part. I wouldn't say it's easy, but that's the most obvious part. I was there. God has blessed us so much. God has blessed me with a job that I don't have to get away from my family. I work from home. It's one of the greatest blessings ever. Something we've been praying to God for a long time.
Yeah.
So I was always there. I'm not, first of all, an outing person, so I didn't miss any doctor's appointment. None of it. First of all. When something is going on with her, I'm running right in the room. Baby, is everything okay? Are you okay? What do you need?
Sorry, babe. I just have to say this. The room service, yo. I want to be pregnant again. The room service, even though I probably wouldn't eat some of the food that he was bringing, but he made a commitment. It was like he would make me food. He would prepare me breakfast every morning, bring it to the room. I would eat some. I would try to, I mean, it was just beautiful. And he was really there physically, taking me to the park, taking me out for walks. I would insert a video of me walking like a walking dead. God forbid.
All these things we're discussing, we'll put some videos that relate to them.
Yeah, I was really, he would come and just lie with me. There were moments where I wouldn't, nothing was interesting. I couldn't even sit on our couch. Everything was just hurting. And then I would lie on the floor. He would come and lie with me there. And there were just a lot that he did that made me to feel like, wow, it's truly a blessing to have not just a husband, but a man that loves the Lord, a man that imitates God. So it was really a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, this person is carrying a baby. If you can imagine the change that a baby does, the person's lady's life, all you can do is just to do the best that you can to make sure they're as comfortable as possible. And breakfast in bed is one thing that she's tired in the morning, early morning. She's weak. She's not even thinking for herself. She's not to herself most of the time, just stressed up and all those things. So I had to be there to make sure that she's okay. So every morning I took it upon myself to either ask her what she wants to eat or bring the food to her like 6 a.m. Because that time, before the nausea kicks in, I want to make sure she eats something before the nausea kicks in.
Oh, he suffered me. Why did I even forget that this cookies that you bought for me?
Yeah, crackers.
Oh my God, this guy would get up at 3 a.m. forcing me to eat cookies before it's done. It will be like, okay, if you don't eat this, you're gonna be vomiting early in the morning and all of that. So it was awful. And he was ready all the time to run to Lily to get me guava, because guava was my to-go-to fruit. I was eating guava like crazy. He will go to Olive Garden. Olive Garden is about 45. It's about 30 minutes from our house.
No, when you got 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Well, 45 minutes from our house. And this guy, no, the distance wasn't a barrier for him. And so, thank you, babe.
I'm blushing right now. Oh, stop looking.
Okay, so how were you involved financially?
Financial, that was the easiest part.
I think I can talk about
the most blessed part as well. Yeah, I of course, baby girl, we God bless us and we are comfortable where we are. Thanks be to God. When she was pregnant, so like she will talk about it a little bit, but she didn't have a job, so I was the one working then. Of course, as a man, you always have to step up. The women is that they help out, they support. That's what the Bible says, that they are helpmate. But in times where they cannot function in certain aspect of helping you, you as a man know that it's a full and sole responsibility to fulfill those duties. And it's always been my duty and always will be my first and foremost duty. So I had to step up and get me another job, make sure the home is balanced, because pregnancy brought extra financial responsibility on top of what we had. So God was faithful. God was faithful.
He was truly. He was. We traveled to Liberia when I just found out that I was pregnant, and then upon coming back, preparing to start work, there were a lot of laid-offs and all of that stuff, so I lost my job. So I was without...
Which was a good thing.
Which was a good thing. Let me tell you, sometimes it is a blessing when something is snatched from you. Because what I was carrying was more than that job, because I needed that energy to take care of our baby. I needed that energy to carry that pregnancy, because I couldn't even take care of myself, talk less of taking care of people. So when that position was taken away from me, I just thank God. I thank God because he knew better. He knew what he was doing. He knew that if I continue in this position, they probably gonna fire me. And you don't want to be fired from a position, from a company.
Yeah.
It is better to be let go because of financial constraint or because of whatever reason, but it should never be your fault that you've been fired because maybe you are not doing your job, you're not showing up on time. So just imagine me getting up in the morning sick at 8 o'clock. I'm still in bed struggling to get up, and then I'm having meetings. I'm supposed to have meetings at 8. So when that happened, I was really thankful to God that God, you know best. I am gonna praise you through this. And the Lord really provided. He helped us. My husband really, as a man of God that he is, he really showed up and just being there for us. Got another job, and it wasn't an easy thing, but we are thankful to God that he saw us through. So now things are okay.
Yeah, she's such a strong lady. Oh my God, this lady. I've never seen my wife beat down like that before. Even in her moments, she would want to be strong and pushing through. Like, oh my God, this girl is strong. She's very tough.
Yeah.
But pregnancy to beat her down, then she's ready to beat down. But she rose up every time. And also, even at the point of the pregnancy period, I mean, delivery, guys, you always have to be there. Delivery, depending on regardless of the type of delivery, that's the most time your partner would probably ever need you. That's the most needed time. Delivery period. She needs your support. She needs you physically. She needs you spiritually. Be praying. There were certain times we were praying for hours in the hospital room, speaking in tongues. My wife, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law were there praying. And then when they left, I would just have the music on, praying for everything to go on well. And then I was there supporting her throughout the night. When she was in labor, I had to every 5-10 minutes. I have to wake up throughout the night and then take her to the bathroom and bring her back. And it was so. She was still feeling for me, but she doesn't know I was the one really feeling sorry for her. There's no way I would sleep in the condition where my wife is going through that immense pain, all those contractions. Can you imagine?
Guys, what we say at the altar is much more than those words, the words that we declare or we say to each other that do us part and all that in good and in bad times. To be honest, those are very powerful words, and my husband really proved to me that he indeed meant that. I was really moved one day that my husband, I started to vomit, and unfortunately I did not have my bag with me. My husband ran, grabbed a bag, came to me, and I remember just pouring and vomiting in his hands. And he wasn't mad about it, like he was okay with it. Even the day that my water broke, my husband was there, not caring about the water, not just man.
Maybe that's the least I could do. You are the champion here. Imagine you carry a whole human being in your belly. Condolences to all women out there, especially my wife. This beautiful joy she's brought in our life. Oh my God, it's a special joy associated with that. This lady here, I've never seen a lady strong like this lady.
Today we'll get to show you our baby, not her face.
Not her face.
But
her face is up to her whenever she wants to go on social media when she gets bigger.
Okay, come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah, when you see me looking that way, that means I'm just looking at her, okay? This is our bundle of joy. My candy crush. Her names are.
We're not gonna share all her names.
Okay,
just one.
So. Okay.
Will Maris.
It's
a combination of William and Damaris.
And that name has a meaning.
Yes. Gift from God.
Yes, it means gift from God. Can you imagine? My name combined with my wife's name. Yes, that was our plan, but God had a different plan. He knew that name had a meaning before this girl even came to being, and that name had been the name we wanted to name our first daughter, and that name happened to mean gift from God. Indeed, she's a gift. But do you know what her middle name is?
We're not sharing it. We're not sharing it. So sorry guys, we're not sharing all her names. Yeah, this is our baby. She was. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really truly love this particular video, and I pray that the men out there, you would get at least one or two things from what my husband shared, because your responsibility, your involvement during pregnancy is very vital, because that's a season in your wife's life that has never been before. I mean, if your wife is the first time mom, you can imagine, like, it is something that I cannot explain. It changed your life forever. And
yeah, so yes, like my wife said, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. I know it's a long video, but thank you. And just a final last to all my brothers out there, husbands out there, please. There's no reward in being proud and holding up to your ego when it comes to helping your wife through the pregnancy process. Trust me, your wife will love you more. She will adore you more. There are things that will change. Like, my wife has always been that person that's, let's say, adored person, that loving wife. But there are things that can add on. It's an opportunity for her to get to see you in another way. If you have not been so perfect in your relationship, pregnancy period is one of the greatest opportunity given to you to show yourself your love, your commitment, to show yourself your love, your commitment to your wife. Please step up, guys. If you don't know how to step up, watch this video, call us, we can help out. This is our first time. We try our best. We know that there are places we can improve, but please, guys, very vital, help your wife throughout this process. And it's for the benefit of you and both of you. And above all, everything,
your child too.
Yes. And please, the spiritual aspect, you cannot forsake that. Everything comes out of the spiritual aspect. Be more spiritual. Be more spiritual. Pray for your child throughout the process. This girl is a miracle. There are things my wife went through we cannot say over the camera. But pray. It's not just a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle as well. Don't let these things just slide. Ignore everything. Go on your knees. Taking time to fast. Pray for your family. And trust the process into God's hands. And everything will work together for your good.
Okay. Thank you all for watching. So we've come to the end of this video. We are just getting started, so please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Hit the red subscribe button and also hit the bell next to it, so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.